Canada has an average of 189 police officers for every 100,000 people, according to StatsCan. In Nunavut, that climbs to 278 officers for every 100,000. With that heavy a police presence, you might expect a quick response to service calls. Iqaluit's mayor says that isn't what's happening.
We hear a lot, I called the RCMP and they didn't show up for a fight. I called the RCMP, they didn't show up for a drunk person walking down the street. A number of things. Over the years, we've heard these things for many, many years.
When police don't show up in Nunavut, the stakes are higher. Nunavut has a violent crime rate 7 times the national average and a domestic violence rate 10 times that of the rest of Canada. During Nunavut's COVID restrictions, the government of Nunavut officials told residents to call the RCMP to report violations. According to the mayor, that's about as far as those complaints got.
So they were refusing to attend COVID calls. Our taxi company, our taxi drivers, not the company, but our taxi drivers went on strike specifically because the RCMP weren't attending their calls, waiting 45 minutes for an RCMP member to show up to, vandalism that was happening to their cars. Almost
$69 million a year. That's how much Nunavut's RCMP, known by their detachment letter, V Division, spends to police Nunavut. Bell went public this week to pressure the government of Nunavut to call for a public inquiry into why Nunavut's V Division isn't responding better to calls. We asked V Division to answer some questions for this story. They did not return our call prior to the broadcast.
The thing is that if you're calling the RCMP and they're not attending, there's more of an issue than just safety. I don't understand what's going on. I've had talks with them. The former Minister of Justice wouldn't even respond to my emails. The RCMP said that they would look into it, never reported back. A deputy commissioner, I'll look into it, never reported back. I've been in contact with the new Minister of Justice, and I let him know that this was going to be happening because at this stage in the game, when they're not even responding to the mayor, how can our citizens trust that they're actually going to respond to calls?
Nunavut's Legislative Assembly returns to work in Iqaluit next week. In Nunavut's consensus system, the regular members act as the opposition, questioning the government. We should find out soon if the mayor making noise is going to have any effect on the MLAs, and if those regular members will have any questions about RCMP response time. Ken Driscoll, APTN National News, Iqaluit.